Hi, welcome back. Let's have a look at fitting the main screen. The only standard option so far is to fit it on top of the tank. We can screw a ram mount under the badge, or we can fit them onto the side of the bars here. But none of these options really work for me. I want to try and get it into this area as far forward as possible, obviously being careful not to block the dials, and going above them is just not possible as there's not enough room between the screen. So after much head scratching and poking around, I decided the only real solution was to attach something to the handlebars themselves. This would mean building a custom mount and fixing it to the slots on the top. I looked online to see which bars were already out there, and then I made up some cardboard templates to see which ones would best fit. Just making sure the width was the same as the slots on the handlebars themselves. So I made some cardboard extenders, a little cardboard version of the unit, and then attached it to the bike using cable ties and decided to go ahead and make this thing work. So I ordered this. It's designed for a KTM, but it's about right for what I need. It's the perfect size for attaching to those bars. It's maybe a little bit too high though, but it's a good starting point to get this thing going. So let's get it fitted, and I can always adapt it later on. So I want to get this rear camera as centered as possible. But if you look at that backlight, there's a bit of an overhang there. So it's not going to be possible. I think the only place is just to the side. So I test fitted it first with a bit of sellotape to make sure I was happy with that position. And then after a bit of trial and error, I stuck it properly with the 3M tape. And after a few months, it's still on there nice and tight, and I think it looks pretty good, pretty discreet for what it is. Onto the front. Now this was a little bit more difficult. There's lots of funny little angles on this bike. There wasn't really many options, but if you look under that headlight, there's a little flat area. That's where I'm going to try and put it. Only thing is, the supplied mount is just too short. So I'm going to try and fit it to this GoPro extender, see if that's going to let us put it in the place we want it. Only problem is, they're just too thick to fit inside the GoPros. So I filed it down until I could get it inside. Next problem was the screw wouldn't fit through the hole. So I drilled that out, and there's no turning back now. Let's see if it works. That's not too bad. Let's get it on the bike and see how it looks. So again, it's been on the bike a few months. It gives you the perfect view, nice and centered, and it's nice and discreet. You can only really see it when you get down to the same level. Onto the wiring. I only had a day to finish the install as I was off on a trip the next day. So filming took a bit of a back seat while I pressed on to get the job done. It was all pretty straightforward. I just followed the natural lines of the bike, making sure everything was nice and tidy. Then after connecting the positive and negative to the battery, you're left with a yellow cable, which tells the unit to turn on and off with the ignition. My bike's got a built-in connector for sat-navs that basically does the same thing. So I got an adapter online and connected those both together. Then I just had to run the GPS down the opposite side and stick it onto part of the frame under the seat. Last thing to do was tidy up this mess. And luckily there's a nice space behind the battery that I could just bunch everything up with cable ties and tuck it all neatly behind. And so there we go, everything works as it should. Here's my view from sitting on the bike. I can just peek over the top and see everything I need on the original dials, but it is just a little bit too high. I'm going to adapt the mount and bring the unit down and forward a little bit so that it's more in line with the handlebars for a more ergonomic and integrated look. So join me now on a little ride. I'll show you it working in real time and why the position's so important to me. Bear in mind the camera's mounted on my chin, so it is a little lower than what my eyes actually see, but it should give you an idea of how it works and how good it actually is.
So again, I'm having to look. If I want to see behind me in this mirror, I'm having to pull my arm out of the way, move my head. Before you know it, a car in front of you could be pulling out. So this is ideal. So now I just look down, glance down, check my speed, check what's behind me. Keep my eyes on the road, or keep that line of sight with my head. So all I'm having to do is glance my eyes up and down. Obviously, when I want to change direction, I'm still going to look in the mirrors. I'm still going to look over my shoulder. Displays the speed for us, which is very handy. A lot easier to read than the actual dials. And I feel for this feature in itself that the unit's worth it. If the fit-in was here, where a lot of people are fitting it, I would have to look really far down like this to be able to see it and not keep that line of sight ahead of me. And that for me is just, it's not good. If I was lost, I could just switch back straight away to my navigation, find out where I was going. And this is all barely without having to change that angle of view. keep my eyes on the road, keep my head in that position, and then look down, look up. Switch back, rear view mirror, speed.
So there we go. I just wanted to share the main reason why I bought the unit, and I do believe it could potentially save your life. I'll be doing a full 3-month user review of all the other features soon, and go check out the links in the description for more info and a 20% discount code. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and let me know what you think in the comments. And even though I'm in the middle of moving house, I just bought another bike this weekend that I think you'll love. So subscribe to see what that is, and I'll see you in the next one.